All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're completely bypassing the noise and those endless fad diets to get straight into the hard science of sustainable fat loss. Now, if you follow fitness, you probably already know the basics, but today, we're strictly looking at the evidence. We're gonna build a bulletproof, biological foundation that actually lasts.
Look, you guys already know the drill. We've all seen the so-called magic pills and those crazy restrictive cleanses, right? It is just an exhausting cycle of quick fixes. So instead of guessing, we're going to rely on the science. We're going to explore the data and understand what actually works for the long haul.
So here is our blueprint for today. First up, the science of weight loss. Second, choosing the best foods. Third, exercise, strength, and cardio. Fourth, intermittent fasting explained. Fifth, overcoming plateaus and mistakes. And finally, habits for sustainable success. Let's get into it.
Starting with section 1, the science of weight loss, or basically how your body actually burns fat. Okay, we all know the golden rule here, right? The calorie deficit. It is the absolute, non-negotiable baseline. When you consume less energy than you need, your body still demands fuel for basic survival. I mean, think about this. Your brain alone burns about 20% of your resting calories. So to keep the lights on, your body is biologically forced to tap into its backup reserves, which is your stored body fat.
And it really all boils down to this basic mathematical reality of your metabolism. Calories in is purely the energy you consume, plain and simple. But calories out? That's like a giant puzzle. It's way more than just your hour at the gym. It's your basal metabolic rate, your daily steps, and your active exercise all combined. Mastering this delicate balance is exactly how you trigger that biological fat-burning response.
Moving right along to section 2, choosing the best foods and fueling your body right. Now, a calorie deficit without the right macros, yeah, that's just a recipe for a massive hunger crash. Categorizing your meals into highly satiating proteins, complex carbs, and nourishing fats is your primary defense mechanism. Take protein, for example. It isn't just for building muscle. It has a super high thermic effect and keeps you incredibly full. This is absolutely crucial for preventing those random cravings that derail most progress.
Section 3, exercise. We're talking strength and cardio and how to accelerate your results. You know, a lot of people pit strength training and cardio against each other, but they are absolutely not enemies. They are highly complementary tools. Building lean muscle through strength training is essentially like investing in your metabolism. It actively increases your resting calorie burn. Cardio, meanwhile, is your go-to for cardiovascular health and immediate energy expenditure. A truly evidence-based approach uses both to optimize fat loss. But hey, let's definitely not overlook NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This simple act of just walking around or moving more throughout your day is a massive, and I mean massive, driver of fat loss. You really don't always need to be drenched in sweat to widen that calorie deficit. Basic daily activity achieves this effortlessly, without spiking your hunger or totally frying your central nervous system. All right, on to section 4, intermittent fasting explained and timing your nutrition. So, intermittent fasting. It isn't some kind of dark magic, but it is an incredible structural tool. By focusing entirely on when you eat rather than what you eat, you naturally set boundaries. A simple eating window, let's say noon to 8 in the evening, effortlessly eliminates that late-night snacking habit. That alone can cut hundreds of surplus calories without you having to meticulously track every single bite.
Next up is section 5, overcoming plateaus and mistakes. It's time to troubleshoot the journey. Listen, if the scale stubbornly refuses to budge, do not panic. Plateaus usually just mean one tiny variable has slipped out of alignment. As humans, we notoriously underestimate the calories we consume and way overestimate what we burn. It could be weekend inconsistency or those super insidious hidden calories. You know, like that heavy pour of olive oil in the pan? When progress stalls out, these are usually the culprits quietly hiding your deficit. And finally, section 6. Habits for sustainable success, making it last a lifetime. Here is the reality check. A successful transformation ultimately happens outside the gym. If you aren't optimizing your sleep, your hunger hormones, specifically ghrelin, go into absolute overdrive, which makes dieting totally miserable. Pair that with proper hydration to keep your biological systems running smoothly, and you build the foundation for consistency. Because honestly, you cannot be perfectly dialed in Monday through Thursday and just abandon the science all weekend. Daily consistency is the ultimate metric here.
So, to wrap up this explainer, knowing the science, that's only half the battle. You understand the mechanisms of a deficit now. You know the power of macros, and you know the required daily habits. But knowledge without action is just theory. So, looking at this evidence-based blueprint, how are you going to apply it right now? What is the absolute first healthy habit you will build today? Think about it. Start small, lead on the science, and make it sustainable.